everyone, we are Group 2.
I'm Joe.
I'm Susan.
I'm Maria.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Shane.
Sterilization of the feeding bottles. A baby's immune system is not yet fully developed, and babies are more susceptible to infection and illness than an older child or adult. Cleanliness is therefore very important when preparing your baby's feed. Sterilizing is the process of killing any harmful germs that may be clinging inside and outside surfaces of the bottles and the other feeding equipments.
In preparation of feeding the baby, it is very important in the very step in preparing our sterilization of the feeding bottles. We're going to show you how to sterilize the feeding bottles. Bottles along with other feeding equipments must be cleaned first. A typical baby bottle has 4 to 5 parts: a soft silicone nipple, standard and transparent BPA-free bottle, 1 cap ring, 1 sealing disc optional, and the nipple cover. Always remember to wash all these parts separately. When cleaning, you must first gather all you need to clean the bottles, which is a baby's feeding bottles liquid soap, designed specifically for baby bottles. This is very gentle and non-toxic and will not leave a soapy residue on the bottles. Second, a bottle and nipple brushes. 2 clean basins and 1 clean towel for drain and dry. Always remember that when handling and preparing the feed, the surface area you are working on must be clean and disinfected. Now we start by filling the basin with water and pour a small amount of liquid soap, enough to make a lather. Now, disassemble the bottle and wash each part separately along with other equipment such as tongs in running water, and put them in basin with the water and soap. Now, use a bottle brush to thoroughly remove the build-up old milk residue at the bottom and sides of the bottles. And a nipple brush to clean the rubber nipple and the cap ring. Followed by the rest of the feeding equipment. Then rinse accordingly and place them on the clean surface or basin with clean towel or drain and dry.
This kind of cleaning is important for getting rid of all traces of milk or formula left inside the bottles, but it does not ensure that the feeding equipment is completely germ-free. After cleaning the feeding bottle, it is important to sterilize the baby bottle before each use, for at least the first 12 months of your baby's life. This applies whether you are bottle feeding with infant formula or with expressed breast milk.
Right after cleaning the bottles, it needs to be sterilized. Now put the bottles, nipples, cap ring, and the nipple cover and place it upside down in the sterilizer. Then let it boil for 10 minutes, starting from the boiling point. It is recommended that the boiling period is total 15 minutes. After 10 minutes, turn off the stove. Remove the small parts, which is the nipples, covering in a nipple cover by using the sterilized tongs, and place them on a surface or basin with clean towel for draining and drying. This is to prevent the deformation of these small parts of the bottle. Replace the cover and let it boil for remaining 5 minutes. When it's done boiling, turn off the stove and remove all the bottles and other utensils and place them with the rest for draining and drying.
Preparation of the baby's formula. All equipments used to feed the baby must be sterilized. Bottles, nipples, and any other feeding equipments need to be cleaned and sterilized before each feed to reduce the chances of the baby falling sick or getting diarrhea. To reduce the risk of infection, it is best to make up feeds one at a time as the baby needs them. Use freshly boiled drinking water from the tap to make up a feed. Don't use artificially softened water or water that has been boiled before. It is most recommended by the DOH, Department of Health, that distilled water is much safer. Always remember to wash your hands and make sure the surface you're working at are clean and disinfected when handling the baby's feed.
Preparation of the baby's formula. Now we will show how to prepare the baby's formula. Remember to always put the water first while it's still hot, and when pouring, the bottle must be on the flat surface and crouch down to check the water level. This way, you can see if the water level is accurately in line with the mark on the bottle. Add the right number of scoops of formula powder into the bottle using the scoop provided. Then place the bottle's cap ring with its cover. Now, in mixing, swirl the bottle in between your both palms until the powder is dissolved. Rather than shake them to mix the formula, shaking puts lots of tiny bubbles into the milk which may then cause swing gas pains in the lower intestines of the baby that can cause colic. Now, before feeding the baby, test the temperature by tipping a little milk. Put the nipple onto the inside of your wrist. It should feel just warm, not hot. If need to, cool the milk by holding the bottle we kept on under the running water.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how
Feeding and burping the baby. Get the baby from the crib and sit on a comfortable position.
then the traveler in the dark thinks
Hold the baby during feedings in the cradle of your arm, partially upright. This makes baby feel secure and helps to prevent the baby from choking during feeding.
if you did not
Tip the bottle so that milk fills the nipple and air does not get in. Let the baby drink a portion of the milk and position the baby for burping. Now we will show a few methods of burping the baby. First, make sure you put a clean towel on your shoulder and a bib on baby's neck. Hold the baby against your chest. Baby's chin must rest on your shoulder as you support the baby with one hand, while the other hand gently petting or rubbing the baby's back. Second method is usually for baby whose age are days old. Lay your baby on your lap on baby's belly, support your baby's head, and make sure it's higher than the baby's chest, and gently pat or rub the baby's back. Last method we're going to show is hold the baby slightly sitting up on your lap by placing baby's both legs in between your laps and place the baby's chest on your arm while the other arm gently patting or rubbing the baby's back. After the burping, if the baby is still hungry, feed the rest of the milk and remember to always burp the baby in between the feed. This will allow the baby to be fed efficiently enough and no disruptions like baby fussing about tummy ache due to gas or spitting out. Right after feeding and burping the baby, you can place the baby back to the crib. Remember that you must lay the baby on his or her side to prevent regurgitation and aspiration and to enhance adequate breathing of the baby.
It's important to remember that burping helps to get rid of some of the air that babies tend to swallow during feeding. Not doing so, too much swallowed air can lead to the baby spitting up, crankiness, and gassiness.
I'll protect you from harm. You awaken my arms. Guardian angels are near. So sleep on with no fear. Guardian angels are near. So sleep on with no fear. Lullaby and good night. You're your mother's delight. Shining angels beside my darling abide. Soft and warm is your bed. Close your eyes and rest your head. Soft and warm is your bed. Close your eyes.